Alright, what's up everybody out there? How y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing okay. So, Aaron, Artist of Strong Style here. Here to give you a deck profile of my darklord deck. So, darklord is a dark fairy deck. They have their fusion, the first darklord. Now, okay. Darklord monsters are high level monsters, but there are ways to bring these out. Very, very easily, even if they're high level monsters. Like, okay, yeah, you are going to double summon at some point, and other times it's just easy to bring these out, even if they're high level monsters, like I just said. Now, in a turbo way of a deck, that's pretty much like OTK, right? One turn kill. Or like you have so many monsters in the field, you're just going to swarm the entire field and go for an OTK, which is one turn kill and you win the duel. For me, this is similar, but not OTK. What I'm trying to do in this deck is go in a turbo way to go as fast as I can to make the first Dark Lord. You need 3 Dark Fairies to make your first Dark Lord. And if one of the materials was right here, Morningstar, you'll be able to do the effect of... I'll tell you when it comes down to when I show you the first Dark Lord. So, further ado, here we go. And it's a more fun and consistent type of a way of how I developed this deck because, of course, if you're playing for fun, play for fun cards. Don't really do, of course, the, the Ash Blossom, anything like that. So, the boss monsters, okay, so yeah, I'll go with the deck now. So the boss monster is pretty much Darklord Morningstar. Pretty much he's Lucifer. I guess you could say it that way. Darklord Morningstar cannot be special summoned. So yeah, by a double tribute, of course, yeah. But it's pretty easy to do. Now, when Darklord Morningstar is summoned out, for how many effect monsters your opponent has on the field, that's how many Darklord monsters you can bring out. So it's almost like, yeah, you are possibly swarming the field. So you're bringing out like 3 Dark Lords straight like that. Awesome. If you control a Dark Lord monster while Dark Lord Morningstar is on the field, then your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. That's Dark Lord Morningstar. Now, the reason why I use 2 is because at some point I think you're going to need 2, not just declare using 1 Dark Lord Morningstar. So yeah, Darklord Morningstar can just not be special summoned. So you just summon it out just like that. And then, yeah, what I told you about the first Darklord, of when you use Morningstar. So the draw power of the deck is pretty much Darklord Exile. See, again, high level monsters, but they're easy to bring out. Now, what I mean by draw power is because of Darklord Exile, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, including another Darklord card. Does not matter. Anything that's called Darklord. And you'll draw 2 cards. Some of the Darklords, just like Exile, at the end of the text of it is once per turn. Alright, so quick effect is you can pay 1,000 life points. Then you're going to choose a magic or trap that's in your graveyard, shuffle it right back into your deck, and you will apply that effect to the effect of a Darklord Exile. So pretty much, the card that you chose, you activate that, and that's the effect. So the card that you chose to go back to the deck, that's the effect of that. So pretty much a substitute. So whatever it is, that's the effect of what this is. So it's like, alright, think of it as like a substitute. Whatever you get, it's going to activate, and that is the effect of Darklord Exile. Only once per turn, draw power. Hopefully you don't get, stopped right there when it comes down to you want to draw power and then they're going to Ash Blossom it or whatever. Some of the Dark Lords have that effect of quick play. You pay 1,000 life points to copy one of your magic or traps, whatever it's going to be. Send it to the... Shuffle it right back into your deck, and then that's the apply of what the magic card is, or trap. Now, Darklord Superbia does not have that effect. But when it is special summoned in your graveyard, you special summon any fairy monster. It doesn't have to be a Darklord, just any fairy. The only thing that sucks, you just can't bring Darklord Morningstar. I wish you could, but no, you can't. Then just 2 more darklord monsters, darklord Nastin and darklord Tezcatlipoca. Nastin is, you can discard 2 darklord cards, including itself, special summon it. This one has the effect also of, during either player's turn, quick effect, pay the 1,000, copy one of your magic or traps, you shuffle into the deck, and then that's the effect of the card that you chose to send right back from your graveyard, right back into your deck. Tezcatlipoca. If a Dark Lord monster or monsters you control be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can discard this card instead to save it. So pretty much like a helper to, you know, prevent from any damage or your monster being destroyed. Then, Tezcatlipoca has that effect as well. Pay the 1,000. So yeah, some of the Dark Lords have that effect, some of them don't. And then my last Dark Fairy is using Dark Honest. We know the regular Honest. So, Dark Honest is just like the regular Honest. Honest is for light monsters. You increase your attack, and when your opponent declares an attack, you play Honest on one of your light monsters, the attack goes high, right? And your opponent's monster will crash into it, you gain the high attack. Dark Honest is the same exact thing, but instead of increasing, it decreases the attack of your opponent's monster. So Honest is your monster. Dark Honest is to my opponent's monster, but it decreases, then level up. Dark Honest is for any dark monster. So you sort of get what I'm saying? Yeah. Honest is for light monsters on your monster. Dark Honest is on my opponent's monster, but it decreases the attack. Same thing. Except I wish I was called Dishonest, not Dark Honest, but Konami just made it the way it is. Because that's what I heard first. They would make it Dishonest when Dark Honest came out. I thought it would be Dishonest, but no, it was Dark Honest. And now for my last fairy, and I think anybody who runs a fairy deck should run this in, is at least an Archlord Christia. Now it's Archlord Christia, not Darklord Christia. So yeah, if you have 4 exact fairies, then you can special summon Archlord Christia. And then if that were to resolve, that effect were to happen, get any fairy that you want out of the 4 that were exactly for Christia, add it right back to your hand. If Archlord Christia is destroyed by a card effect, it'll go back to the top of your deck. Destroyed by battle? Well then, as any other monster destroyed by battle, sent away. And when you have Archlord Christia on the field, no one can special summon. Now, okay. Then, of course, yeah, since you're playing fusions, King of Swamps. You're playing fusions. So go King of Swamps. So yeah, I haven't seen anybody do this in a fairy deck. Well, Darklord deck. See? You're playing for fun. So let's have some fun and play King of the Swamps. And then for my last monster, Dogmatica Maximus. A Dogmatica card. So, this is how it goes. Dogmatica Maximus. You must send from your graveyard a monster that's from your extra deck to special summon it. Now, you pretty much want a defense mode. 3,000. That's good. Then, when it comes to your turn, you can activate the effect, which is you and your opponent must send away a monster from your extra deck, 2 of different names, send them to the graveyard. Your opponent must do it as well. Any of your choosing, any of your opponent's choosing. 2 of different names. And hopefully you want some defense. So at least a Dogmatica Maximus is what I would put in. Now, since I added, the Dogmatica Maximus and then a couple of Well, I had this all, but I was playing the branded way. But then when Branded Fusion got hit, it was like, alright, fine. Now I gotta switch this up a bit. Alright, so that's all for monsters. Now, magic cards, okay. Banishment of the Darklords. Add one Darklord card. Any card. You can even search for your, go for your Morningstar if you want to. Any Darklord card. Once per turn. Add one to your hand. So it's like a Rhoda to the Darklords. Except Rhoda was search for any warrior monster. Darklord, Banishment of the Darklords is for any card. Get any card that's called Darklords. Doesn't matter. Once per turn. Darklord Contact is like a monster reborn to the Darklords. Because you special summon a Darklord monster from your graveyard in defense position. Only once per turn. Now, I said from the graveyard, right? If you choose Darklord Superbia, when this card is summoned from the graveyard, special summon one Darklord in your graveyard, you special summon another fairy. The main combo I like to do, and what you want to do, is have Darklord Christia into your graveyard. So if you have Darklord Christia, special. Darklord Christia can be special summoned. Because it's any fairy. It doesn't have to be a Darklord. It can just be any fairy. Yeah, you're playing Fusion. Who runs Polymerization in a Darklord deck? I haven't seen anybody do it. So yeah, so when I took out some, branded cards, I did put in Maximus, and then I started now putting in trade-in, since you are using level 8 monsters, so draw power. Harpy's Feather Duster, Raigeki, Monster Reborn. Now, okay, why Foolish Burial? Okay, why run Foolish Burial in a Darklord deck? Because what I just showed you. The best thing I always want to do is to try to get Darklord Christia into the graveyard. Because yeah, Darklord Christia, you send away. What do you have a Monster Reborn then? Combo, straight like that. Or what I told you about Darklord Contact. The best thing I want to do is to try to get Darklord Christia into my graveyard. Or if I have it in my hand, just send away another fairy I don't need for a Foolish Burial. That's why I run Foolish Burial in a Darklord deck. Because that's the whole point. If I have this, okay, Foolish Burial, Darklord Christia, Monster Reborn, Darklord Christia. It's a simple combo right there is what I do. Now, a friend told me this, and I was running this in the Monarch deck, if you saw the Monarch deck. And I was running the Spell Card Soul Exchange. You use this course to make your tribute, right? So how many tributes do you need? I decided to put this in the Darklord deck as well. Take away. Play your Morningstar. Or if you need to, play Darklord Christia. Once per turn. So I tried putting these in. So yeah, I had to put in some different kind of cards in. Or else I was just stuck. Like, alright, I'm gonna have to put this away right now because I can't think of anything else right now to play. So that's when I put it in Maximus. And then spell card trade-ins, and then spell card Soul Exchange. Then just Compulse. And then, okay, here's another card I put in. Dogmatica Punishment. You target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Send one monster with an... So you send one monster from your extra to the graveyard. Target one monster, destroy it, and then, yes, what you have chosen here goes to the graveyard. That's when you have your chance of doing Maximus. Because you have something, you have an extra, you have a monster from your extra zone, extra deck to the graveyard. Now, okay, fusion. So first, the first darklord. So 3 dark fairies. Now, what I meant by Morningstar. Okay, first, your opponent cannot target fairy monsters you control with card effects. All your fairies have card effects. You can only use one of the following effects of the first darklord per turn, and only once that turn. Which is, okay, if this card was used to fusion, which you are going to be doing, if you used one of the materials as Morningstar, you can destroy all cards your opponent has on the field. Blow up the entire field. Your opponent's field, not yours, your opponent's. Then, during the main phase, quick effect, you can pay 1,000 life points, special summon any fairy monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. And I mean by any, that means if you had Darklord Christia, bring out Darklord Christia, but in defense mode. But that's when sometimes it comes to the point where Darklord Superbia. Special. So it almost seems like, yeah, you are swarming the field, but I'm not trying to swarm. If you're swarming the field, okay, it may look like it, but I'm not trying to OTK swarming the field. I just want to have so many cool monsters out on the field. And then what their effects can do. So my main thing of this deck is to try to go as fast as I can to make the first Darklord, and make the first Darklord using Morningstar. Now, if you do not have the actual Morningstar, but remember what you are using. As long as it's text by an actual name, you can substitute this as the actual name, just like Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, King of the Swamps to make your third Blue Eyes White Dragon. If you're using Dragoon, the text of it is Dark Magician. So a effect dragon, I believe that is, and then a Red Eyes Black Dragon. I believe that's the way it goes. And yeah, you go Polymerization, effect dragon, and then add this for its text of Dragoon. It says Dark Magician. Dark Magician. So I have my ways of going. So that's my type of. That's the type of way I want to do it. Go as fast as I can to make the first Darklord, and to make the first Darklord using Morningstar. Then there's the Condemned Darklord. Any 2 fairies. So then, you can tribute, summon fairy type monster that requires a double tribute. So you discard 1 card from your hand when you have Condemned Darklord. Then you bring out any Darklord monster that you want that would require a double tribute. So let's say Morningstar. Now what you're going to be doing is, okay, double tribute, right, on the field. What you're going to actually be doing is removing from play the material for the requirement, right? 2. So remove from play 2 fairies. And then you play your Morningstar. So exactly the same way. On the field, and then with Condemned, remove 2 from your graveyard. And that's the same exact thing. Except the monster that's on the field, use the monsters that are in your graveyard. Once you return that effect, and then at the end, at every single end phase, as long as this card is on the field, you gain 500 attack points for every fairy monster you have on the field. Now, okay, using Dogmatic Replenishment. These are my shots to do it. You go Etnis. So when it is sent to the graveyard, from the extra deck, from the graveyard, okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 card in the field, destroy it. And also, this is a fairy. So there's your shot right there. If you need a fairy, you have 3 fairies and you have Etnis, there you go. That's 4 fairies. Etnis is a fairy monster. And then Fossil Warrior, Skill Knight. Then, this card. So then, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one monster in the field, destroy it. So you get the idea. These are my targets for Dogmatica Punishment. And then since you are using level 8s, Titanic Galaxy. And yeah, that's the deck. It's a fun deck. I ran it with the branded way. It was going well. Then I had to take out the branded because it was just not going so good. So I added in the trade-ins. I added in the spell card Soul Exchange, Maximus, the King of Swamps, the Dogmatica Punishment. So yeah, I added a lot. And then Darklord Morningstar. I just love the artwork that they did for all the Darklords. It is interesting. So yeah, Superbia, of course, yeah. But what I like more about all of them is the Morningstar. The text and artwork, how they did a Morningstar, is just awesome. So yeah, Darklord Morningstar is considered Lucifer, and then I guess the first Darklord is Lucifer, but it seems like, I don't know, you got the regular Lucifer and you got the general Lucifer. But that's the whole point. I want to go as fast as I can to possibly make... So yeah, you want to make the first Darklord? I mean, you can use any... You can still use it and do the effect without Morningstar. So yeah, any 3 darks, but I want to do as best as I can to make the first Darklord and actually using Morningstar. Or I substitute it for King of the Swamps. It just can't be special summoned. I wish you could, but no, you can't. And that's why, like, what I'm saying, like, you want to use a second one, because what if you already used it and you need a Morningstar? Well, then get your second one. That's why I'm saying how I see most players, they only use one. No, I would say go 2 Morningstar. And yeah, there are no traps of the... There's no traps of the Darklords. And yeah, it makes it pretty much more fun and interesting. And that's how I made this deck. It's fun. It's interesting. It may look like, yeah, you are swarming the field, but I'm not swarming the field to do an OTK. I'm just like, you're having so many monsters out that makes it pretty cool. And interesting. I just wish they made more Darklord fusions. Like, come on. You brought the Blue Eyes. You have more Blue Eyes fusion monsters. You brought a Blue Eyes Link. Yes, there is a Link Darklord, but only one fusion of the Darklords. Come on. I wish they brought out like a second. I wish they made like more. Like, let's say the first Darklord is by 3 Dark Fairies. What if they made like another one? It was like the second Darklord, not the first Darklord, the second Darklord, and that one required maybe just 2 fairies. I mean, come on. With Blue Eyes White Dragon, yeah, they did make one. Now you only have to use 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons, which is Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Yeah, I'm just saying, I wish they do it. Maybe they will. I completely doubt it, though. But if they do, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, only one fusion of the Darklords? They should have done more. Maybe just later on, they might. I'm just saying, and I hope they do. But for right now, nah, they won't do anything to the Darklords. But yeah, it's a Dark Fairy deck. I enjoy it. It's an awesome deck. And yeah. Turbo ways, turbo decks are most likely you want to OTK. This is a turbo way, but I'm going to turbo way to go as fast as I can to make the first Darklord and using Morningstar with it. So then, a deck profile, of course, yeah, every deck profile I do, I'll show a video next of how the deck is played, how I play it. And you can see how different it is compared to other players, how they play the Darklords. Because yeah, people tell me, are you ever still going to use those cards? No, I will not use them. I don't like them. I hate them. Ash Blossom, Thank God Drift Shifter got hit to 1, but I don't think they'll ever hit Ash Blossom again. Any of those cards. Are you ever going to use them? No, I will not. Never. Like they say never. No, this is automatically permanent never. I will never play those cards. Because I just hate them. If I have one already in my hand, I would just burn it or just throw it out of my hand, or just throw it out of the woods and into the pond, or just wait until a card just smashes it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be speaking to y'all later. Peace.